Hi everyone, so today I wanted to try out the newish, I don't know, Anna Griffin cross dies. I picked them up not too long ago, so they're through HSN, and so I'll have the links there in the description box. Those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. I know YouTube is doing some different things with disclosure, so maybe, I don't know if I have to keep saying that, maybe it'll be something I need to drop in, so we'll see, but they're changing things up. Either way, I had picked these up, and I've been holding on to them, kind of thinking about, like, what is it that I want to put them on? I mean, they can just be a decorative item. A lot of time when you see crosses, to me, it's more of either a solemn occasion, or maybe it's for, like, Easter coming up or something like that, or a sympathy card, like, things like this, and so I was kind of wanting to get away from that, but at the same time, I just feel like it needs to have those kind of things, or, like, obviously something that maybe, communion or first communion, things like this, right? So anyway, either way, we're going to try it out today. They are 3D dies, which basically means they have embossability built into them, So really cool set. Again, this really cool kind of like aura star kind of burst kind of thing in the background, and then like this one has its own cross, and then it has the outline layer or shadow layer, whatever it is you call it. I always forget which one's which, because I know one has to do with certain things. Sometimes there's background, shadow, outline, they all do different things. But either way, we have those on all the crosses. I love this one. Super cool. So we're just really pretty. There's the inspo sheet here. You're just going to pop it on something with sentiment and everything else that you're going to add. So I was just thinking, like, what card base do I want to add this to? So I grabbed some stuff, and then I was like, oh, I had picked these up recently, and I think I want to use some of these. So I was thinking maybe I can stamp and then cut and then add the cross, but then this one has a drop, and this is thinking of you, which is, I think, a nice sentiment to go along with that, because that could be for, like, different reasons, right? Or you might have a sentiment like that, and then a beautiful cross there. So I thought that, these guys don't have sentiments, but again, you can pop it in with this. Oh, this is a really cool one, actually. It makes a really cool piece, and you can mix and match these. So this is something, I just jumped in and grabbed everything of these Heartfelt Creations gateway sets. So I'm thinking maybe I make a shaped card, or do we put it on a 5x7? Maybe today we'll put it on a 5x7. Yeah, we can do that, because these are really big. I don't know if you can tell. It's 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. I'm trending towards this one for today. It's, again, 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So, like, this larger one on this basic die, I would say this is the basic set because it has the flat edge outer die, is 5x7. Basically, obviously, if you go up to the edge here. So, yeah. And it says dimensions are approximate. So that would make your card base, but I can always just grab a 5x7 card base and pop this on it. Sure. Maybe that's what we'll do today. And let me see. So there's a lot of decisions, but I'm kind of thinking about the back of the card, and then I'll build up to the cross. So this is an inlay, okay, and so is that if you want that inlaid. So, yeah, I'm trying to think how I want to do this. This is very interesting because although this is an inlay, this area cuts its own little area out, so you can either pop something back in there or cut this from this outer one, or however you want to layer that up. So let me think about what I want to do with that. I'll come back with some paper to cut this part first with a 5x7 card base, and I'll be right back. I'm just grabbing paper from here and there. Actually, I was looking for gold paper, and I thought maybe something a little bit different. So I got this golden mosaic I've cut into from Tonic. That's what I'm going to use for the background. I have the 5x7 card base, so let me get this out real quick. So we have this guy. Okay, so I'm going to cut that out of the gold. A lot of it's going to be covered up, but I like that the texture's there. I think that's really fun and beautiful. I will use this cardstock to cut this out. Now again, like I mentioned, this cuts... Ooh, it's really on there. Hold on. I don't want to mess up my nails on top of anything else. So let me get this off of here. And yes, it is the nails I'm more concerned with. Okay, so this guy cuts its own little aperture here and all that. So I'm going to cut this out of this. And then I think for the card base, I'm going to top it with this beautiful piece of watercolor card. Hopefully it's still available. I did not know this was on clearance on HSN. It's like 11 bucks or something, just over. I was like, what? And I've been using it a lot recently, so I definitely have it linked there for you guys. But I'm going to use the smaller side. And I'm going to cut this down to just under 5 and just under 7, so like 4 7/8 by 6 7/8, because I do want some of this to show, and not a lot of it's going to show, honestly. And then I thought maybe if it looks right, I might cut this with this out of this here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see You know what I'm saying? With the pattern paper, it might make the letters hard to tell. So if it does, we'll just do something else. But for right now, all I'm going to do is cut this out, and cut this paper down, and I'll be right back. Oh, I should have mentioned at the top, with Heartfelt Creations, I do not have an affiliate relationship with them. I don't believe they have that available for people, but they do have a referral link. So what I have in the description box is a referral link, and it's just something anybody can sign up for, and it would just be $20 off of 40 at least purchase for your first time purchase if you're a first time buyer on their site. So there's that. But I'm trying to get this out very carefully. I could also just have used that inlay and just pop that back in, but I do want maybe a different color in that area if I'm going to do that. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me just clean this out. It's so pretty. And I'll be right back. So sorry, my little work area is getting smaller and smaller already. Put that to the side. And I'll just go ahead and glue this down now with the smaller perspective side facing up. And making sure our card's opening the right way. I think I've only done that maybe once in my life where I glued it backwards or the wrong way. So you definitely want to check that out. Let's see here. And so there's that. Just something pretty in the background. Because this is going to take up quite a bit of the space. Look at that. This is a 5x7 card base, and this is just on the edges of that 5x7. I mean, you can even see that. And I'm trying to think, am I going to stick that down? Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, you know, people, they're like, Heartfelt Creations is quality. To be honest, like, I've never bought one of their products and been like, oh, I wish this, or oh, that doesn't quite, they work. It's just, it's amazing, you know, it's really nice. And for some reason, I thought Emma Lou was like the owner. I guess she's more of the creative type person, and her mom, like, you know, she shows and instructs, and her mom's the one that actually owns the company and who started it. And I did not know that, because every time I saw them at an expo, I always saw Emma Lou. And yeah, so anyway, just something I was like, oh, I had that totally wrong. Oh yeah, no, that's gorgeous. Okay, let me try and see what it looks like if we pop this in here with the pattern paper background. You know what I'm saying? If I fit it in there, it might make it so you can't really read the words. That's what I'm trying to see. And maybe I should pop in like a black piece of paper behind it, and that'll help. But this is what I want. And it's gonna, I'm just trying to see if I can get it off this little scrap paper. We'll see. Let me see. Let's bring this in. And if I had this scrap of paper, and that is there, just missed it. Okay, so let's get it from another piece. You know me, I always try to just do what I can. Maybe it's best if I'm like in this area, so there's a lot of color instead of just being a lot of like white space, so that the gold shows through. I don't know. I'm just trying to see what might best work, and then if not, then I'll just pop in a different piece of paper, or like I said, maybe like a black piece of paper or something. Where is my tape? I'll find some here. Okay, this is gonna be odd. I need a long piece of tape. Alright, well, either way, I'm gonna find my tape. I'm gonna tape this down. Maybe a couple pieces of that. Really, I just want this little area, and I'm gonna run this through because I just want this piece that's gonna come out because of the frame that, you know, how this cut out here. It's basically gonna be this piece, but with that inlaid. Okay, and I'll be right back. Let's see, I just popped that one little piece through. While this is still out, I'll see if that works, and then if, oh, pretty. If it works, that's awesome. If it doesn't, then, you know, I'll just try something else. Or like I said, maybe put a black piece of paper or something behind it, which I could also cut the same shape from black paper from just running the die through without the inlay, right? So it'd be like, or I still have this white piece and maybe the white paper. You know what I'm saying? If this was popped behind there. Right? Okay, but I feel like black's gonna make it pop a little more, but at the same time, let's check it out. Let's just see. I mean, I can see that. I had popped the T out. Let me clean up a little bit and then we'll see where we're at. This should have been like a freeform Friday because I'm just like going for it, which I always do. But I went ahead and ran through a piece of black paper just in case I want that black background, but it'd be very delicate to get out of this little loop here. Look at this. I want to show you something, what was left behind from cutting that pretty paper. Hold on. Let's get this little guy out. Last little bit. Being very careful here. Where am I keeping this and not that, right? Okay. I'm saying, like, what should I protect if I'm trying to get this apart? There we go. Okay. So we have this little guy. Look at the frame that was left behind from cutting the other piece. How pretty is that with the different colors? Of course you would clean it out and have a full frame, but I just want to show you what was left behind there. What I was trying to figure out right now is, do I want to just glue this down flat? This I'm going to glue down flat just because, so maybe I'll start from there and then we'll play with this part. Because what I was thinking is we have this guy. Oh, interesting. I totally forgot about this little swirly part, and you know how I judge my paper. So I might have to redo that, or I don't and I put something there, right, that covers that area. I don't know that I really want the black showing. Okay, like I said, let's stick this down first and then we'll go to that. So I'm going to make sure this is all cleaned out. I always find it so interesting when I watch the Heartfelt Creations like videos. They just put glue here and there, just kind of like willy-nilly, and then put it down. I love the way she crafts. It's very similar to like a home crafter, I think. Like, you know, I do this and I'll put the glue on the back of my hand, but they just put it here and there a little bit and then they pop it on. So, you know, I mean, I guess in a way you think about it, who's going to be like picking at your card or that kind of thing? Probably nobody. So you just want to stick it down as best you can, but it doesn't have to be like the most. Like here, I'll just put a little something. Okay, I'm going to glue these two together. I'm going to let that set up for a moment because this is a little bit slick, right? This material here. I haven't glued this other one down, just so you know, just gluing this. And I'll be back, guys. So that's down. I think I'm just going to stick this down flat. That way what I'll do is I'll pop up the cross that we put on here. I think I'm going to keep this pretty simple. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful die cutting that's interest, you know, catches the eye. Just trying to see how far over left and right and up and down I should put this on here. You can also make a shaped card with this die, you know, or this outer die. Let me get a little bit closer. And sometimes when I get closer, it doesn't look so washed out. Okay, so again, the debate for me is this guy like that, and I think that looks very pretty. I mean, I can see it says thinking of you, right? You can see that. But with the black, or really any other color, this paper has lots of colors in there. If you put like a shiny green color or something else, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop in that black, even though it's a little more out there than I wanted, but that's okay. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that little black bottom piece or not. I'm not putting a lot of glue, maybe some here and here. I will debate if I'm going to keep that little bottom guy, because what happens is when I come in with the cross, it'll probably cover this up anyway, but do we want the black being so noticeable? Probably not, right? So maybe I should just cut that off. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna let that join up, and then let's see. I don't know that I want to go with the biggest cross. This one's second to the largest, which is funny because I said I really like that one. So let's see. I think if that was just right there with this, and I think what I want to do is repeat the gold and the white. I know it's a lot of gold and white. I mean, we can put maybe the floral paper here again, but we already have that there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to cut this one out of the gold paper and this out of some white paper. And does this have embossing? It does, right? Because of the 3D. So if I need to rubber emboss it, I'll do that again with whatever machine I use. Or if it's the marquee, I'll just run it through with some foam, right? So it's foam, paper, die face down, and then that foam pushes up. Some people just use 2 pieces of paper because it'll still emboss it. It'll give it a little more oomph to emboss the other. Sometimes I run them through and it's just fine because these are the type of dies that will emboss just having run them through, you know. Of course, it depends on your machine. Again, do whatever you do with the Empress. I didn't tell you guys the largest size here is like 3 3/4. I'm looking at like the cut edge by just over 4.5, and then they get smaller from there. So, okay, I'm gonna run those through and I'll be right back. The marquee without even putting the foam, because I thought, nah, we'll try it. And look at this. Look at that. Oh my goodness, just gorgeous. Got a little something, a little schmutz there. Okay, I am just going to glue this down. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna, well, I mean, you can pop this up one from the other if you like that look too. I'm debating. You know what, let's pop it up. So I'm just gonna line this with some dimensionals and I'll pop it up from this base, okay? I'll be right back. Line that with dimensionals. And Ooh, let's eyeball this guy before it really sticks. Nope. Why am I doing this in the up in the air? I don't know. There we go. Now, putting it here, that looks a little plain. Like, I mean, it's very clean, it's very pretty, it's a little bit plain. I think I'm just gonna glue that down for now. So I'm gonna go see if I need to cut some more things or just bring in some flowers or maybe like a bow or something else that needs to go in there and help us out here. But for now, I'm just gonna paper piece that in there like a puzzle. Kind of clicks in, it feels really nice. And let me think about what I want to do to kind of give it a little more oomph. I know we have this little background piece, or also again, you can layer up the different, let's say you take another one of these guys and put this guy on top so it's even more sizable, but it's kind of covering up the U. You know, I don't really want to put it to the side. I suppose we could put it here and put some flowers, right? Like in here. So there's different things we can do, but let me think about it. Guys, I went and started going through the ephemera pack that matches this stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, well maybe we put some like little flowers here and then put this there, but that's like too small. But I forgot that the way that she designed this pack, this is LDR's Creative, is that there are larger and larger ones, right? And I actually kind of like that, even though it covers up a lot of our die cutting, but the die cutting, I mean, I ran it through, it's there, it's gorgeous, it's not like it was hand colored and now I'm covering it up where it hurts me, you know what I'm saying? So that doesn't, you know, we have this one. I mean, it just gets bigger and bigger, and there's just different ways you can position this. But I kind of like this. Let me see. There's that same shape, but a little bit smaller. And then we have like this one. This one has more of the purples, where this one really echoes the background paper. I think that's what I'm going to do, you guys. Why not? So, do I just glue this down? I think I will. That is not at all what I was going to be doing. What I expected to do, you know. I wanted all this kind of gorgeousness here, but honestly, I really like that. And then we'll pop this guy up right here. Yes, 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 that's nice. And I think I'm even going to put dimensionals on the back of this just to bring this up off of here. So I'm going to line this with some dimensionals and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I mean, that looks really pretty, even just like that. Right? I mean, look at that. But we will add this pretty bit here. And hold on, I gotta hold this up so I can kind of see. I'm kind of judging what it looks like by these little guys. And then where I should place it, you know. Alright guys, there's my card today with that beautiful cross. Gorgeous gateway, you know, dies. Yeah, and just sprinkle with some ephemera here and there. Beautiful colors. I mean, I really like it. Alright guys, I think that was a quick card. It feels like that was fast. Alright, I'll have some images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I will see you guys at the next one. Bye now.